First of all, Sunbury have knocked you off twice this year. Just what are you going to do different?
Once.
Once, okay.
Yep, we only played once, and that was round 2. So I dare say a lot has changed from that point of view, both our side and their side, no doubt. So not really looking too far back in that regard because there wasn't a lot you could take out of it. They were probably trying some new things earlier in the year, and we were probably of the same token. So we've sort of more looked at their matches recently, and their form line is outstanding.
Paul McMahon coming back must be a massive boost. On the weekend, he kicked a goal, but he didn't do too much else. Do you think he's taking a couple of games to get back to his full potential?
Yeah, listen, he probably didn't put the scoreboard pressure on like he usually did, but he certainly contributed and played a role. He was on minimum game time as well. So, and we were up against really good opposition last week, so he contributed well. So, but yeah, he's certainly a long way off his best at the moment. So hopefully he can produce something close to that on the weekend.
A couple of weeks ago, Redan knocked you off by quite a big margin, but a lot of people have said that was because there was 9 players out from Lakers. Just will you get those players back, and is that a worry, that game?
Oh, listen, we're not looking back. Basically, yeah, we've got our injury worries, but so does Sunbury and the rest of the guys in the top 6. So that's just something you've got to deal with come finals time. And yep, Redan did belt us in the last quarter, but for our young team, and especially we had 9 first-year players in that game, they were 20 points down at 3/4 time. So Redan's experience, and they certainly outplayed us on that day. But like I said, we haven't looked or spoken about that at all, and we're just looking forward to the challenge this week.
You must be rapt to have close to full strength coming into this match.
Yeah, we're certainly not full strength at the moment. Obviously, Gavin Webb, our captain, he's a huge loss there at centre half back. Tools, especially in our side, are very hard to come by. So, and Brent Olszewski will go through a fitness test this week along with another couple. So we're not at full strength, but we'll certainly put a competitive side on the park.
It's going to be tough down there at Darley, but you'd say always in good nick down there, and you guys are that sort of fast, free-flowing game?
Yeah, and I think Sunbury would probably say the same as well. They've got a really good forward line, on ball line, so probably suited to the dry weather. We certainly know the ground's going to be quite firm, so whether it's perfect conditions for football, we're not sure at this stage, but yeah, it'll be great to get on top of the deck.
A familiar situation in some ways, finish second, playing against Sunbury in the first round. Perhaps if you can compare and contrast.
Two totally different. New coach, which if you've seen Sunbury play, they can play a completely different style to last year. So, and I think just the way they go about things is completely different. So, and we're the same. We'll probably have 9 to 10 players out of the premiership side last year. So we've had a huge turnover as well. So, two completely different campaigns at this stage.
What about in terms of things like your preparation, in terms of, obviously there's a build-up towards finals. How do you compare that with last year? Do you feel as you're as fresh as last year or fresher?
Oh, listen, last year we had a great run in terms of injuries. This year we've probably got those obstacles to sort of jump over as well at this point, but like I said, so does everyone else, so that's just something we're dealing with. In terms of looking back to last year, yeah, it was great experience for the guys that were involved in it. What you take from it is probably not much really, because every campaign's completely different. You've got different circumstances. So we're just moving forward and making it up as we go.
And just really with the guys who were, I mean, obviously you said 9 weren't part of that last year, but obviously a fair few players were.
Yeah, 9 were, yeah.
With those guys, are they more relaxed as a group with it? Is the group more relaxed?
Oh, I don't think so. No, not in any regard like that. There's a lot of hungry people that missed out last year. Like we've probably on Saturday we'll have 4 or 5 out of our reserve side that have come up this year to play senior football. So they've got a fair burning desire to make the most of their opportunities. And the guys that won it last year, obviously, their own performances throughout the finals, they're certainly challenging themselves to improve on that as well. So, yeah, we're certainly not resting on our hands in any regard.
Sure, thanks.
Yep.
Well done. Okay.
Rick Gav touched on it before about Sunbury and the past and going out in straight sets, that sort of thing. You're a new coach. Is it a new era? You're not even thinking about that?
Right from the start, we've talked about the new playing group. There's a lot of blokes that have played in the previous years that probably, hopefully, their guts will be burning, the desire to win, along with the new guys. Hopefully it's a good blend.
Just last week, dropping a game by 1 point. Did that take any pressure off, the fact that you were going through the season undefeated like the year before?
Well, some people say that. Other people say that we've lost one game the same as last year, and we're in the same boat coming into the final, playing Lakers. Lost one game.
Did you have any players missing, that sort of thing? A lot of people have said that North City got you at probably one of your weakest points.
Oh, we had a good team, good 21 at the start. We probably had about 15 players on the field at the end, but that's football, so you can only play the game. It was good that we had Jack Sullivan came back after 8 weeks from a fractured skull. Got probably a lot more game time into him than I wanted. He was probably only going to be playing 60%. He played the whole 98. Clarkey played first game in 3 weeks. Paddy Carras played first game in a month.
So speaking of those injuries, when you finish sort of basically 15 players, do they come onto this week? How many are out injured and will they play a factor in the finals?
Oh, there's definitely going to be changes from last week. Young James Risk is in getting operated on as we speak, which is shattering for the young fella. Broken collarbone. Sewell definitely won't come up, and the others, well, we'll test them on Thursday.
Just looking at this year, is it just bad timing with these sort of injuries? Couldn't be worse.
That's football. That happens. Lakers have got their injuries earlier. Blake's going overseas, come back at the right time. It's just all part of football.
And playing at Darley, do you think you'll get quite a few fans there on the day?
I think Sunbury's got a really good following. I think they'll all turn up to see. Obviously they want to see if we have got a different game style.
Box of beer there.
Just and yourself coming to the club, it's been just so successful. Were you pitching yourself just halfway through the season, and this team just keeps on, just a juggernaut, just keeps rolling on, winning matches?
The group's been fantastic. No coach would expect this. 15-1 in your first season at a club. The 8th of December, we had 16 blokes signed. So it's been very good. New committee has been very helpful as well.
Paul McMahon's a player that everyone fears in opposition sides.
Champion.
Who goes to him and what do you do?
I don't think you can have one player go to him. When we played in round 2, we had 2 blokes running through him. We could have 3 this week. Hopefully the 6 weeks away, he mightn't be up to his best.
Used to running with the Bulls though, so he's pretty tough.
He's a good player. He's definitely the premier player in the league.
And just yourself, what's your background to coaching premierships? Have you coached one before?
Never coached a premiership before, no. Played in a few, but haven't coached one. We've still got a fair way to go before that.
How have the players responded to last weekend's loss? Obviously, there's been one training session since.
There's been 2. We had a recovery session on Sunday. Last night, we actually went through a couple of things that went wrong on the weekend. So it's the first time that we've had to do that all year. They're pretty. We've moved on with Lake Wendouree this week. That's been the whole focus since Sunday morning.
In terms of the lost opportunity of winning 16 games or throughout the year, have you considered a big deal, or is it something that you've just washed over as being something that's not really that important in the grand scheme of things?
Well, it's only happened once in my calculations.
Yep.
In the league's history, and that was North Ballarat. So that just shows you how hard it is to do that. There wasn't a goal at the start of the year. It was never mentioned at the start of the year, so that was just a thing that kind of popped up as week went on, as the weeks rolled on.
We've talked about a couple of guys who won't be playing. Is there anyone that's due back that should that will slot straight back in? Someone who's might have been injured and is ready to come back or fill any of those roles of guys that you've lost?
Well, on our list, we've only got Adam Short out for the year,
Yep.
and obviously now James Risk. So out of our squad of probably 30 players, there's only 2 injuries. And then we've got a few blokes that will be tested on Thursday.
Koenig, one of those?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, medical staff will dictate whether he plays or not. He was good. He was good on Sunday morning. He was good again last night. He'll see the doctor on Thursday morning again. It was a pretty hard hit. Friendly fire too, by the way.
Yeah. And I think that Jay Cheek missed.
Yeah, we rested Jay last week. Yeah.
He was just rested. There wasn't anything.
Oh, he had an injury, but yeah, if it was a final last week, he probably could have played. He'll be testing again on Thursday.